are these people?
Hold on. Let me make sure I have those in the slide deck while we wait. Because I made sure to put them in.
Hey, that's my event. Woo, woo.
That is your event. Not that the people can see it yet. Let's do this story first, I think. Let's do that. All right. Present. How do buttons work? Jesus Christ. What is wrong with me today? There we go.
So I was a little worried about Hurricane Ian hitting his house.
Oh my God. Thankfully, it just missed me by like, inches. So,
oh, hey, I do have the muscles. Yes, thank you.
Yes, you do. You've been working
I do have the muscles.
Fucking ass off to get them too.
I'm working on it. I'm not all that strong yet, but
those workouts are ridiculous.
Yeah,
anyway, so INN member, shut the fuck up, shitlib, aka Joe. Recently had some fun being off Twitter, and now is back at STFU shitlib 2, I think. Dos?
Yeah.
But he decided to make some comeback videos, so I figured, like, like the substitute teacher who doesn't have anything to do, I'd bring videos for a story, So let's just watch those and react. Let's make sure there's sound.
The US mainstream media censors more than Soviet Russia.
Have you heard about Twitter?
So quick recap of this latest, wave of censorship.
The guy from Twitter.
It's Joe at STFU shitlib.
On Twitter, they went ahead and banned
our friend Joe, STFU shitlib on Twitter. Fucking jackasses posting on Facebook is a threat to the foundational values of our country.
My failure to fully appreciate at the time.
Here, I'll do that.
Just how susceptible we had become to lies and conspiracy theories.
Those lies.
You mean like that sarin gas thing? Remember when Colin Powell held it up at the UN? Remember he said a teaspoon of this could kill hundreds of thousands of people? Remember, you mean a lie like that?
It's almost as if they don't give a fuck about disinformation or transparency or nothing.
Why is that? Why are people afraid of having an honest and open conversation? When people say disinformation, I think what they mean is shut up. We only want one perspective.
So now the government's going to tell you what's hate and what's disinformation and what threatens our communities and foundational values.
Who gets to decide what hate speech is? Hey, we're against the government. I hate that speech. Shut up.
You can't talk about the war in Ukraine without censorship.
Oh my God, I've been so confused. I've been saying, when is the government going to tell me what to think?
What you need is major corporations that are reliant on advertising money that harvest your data. Those are the people that you can trust to give you an unbiased account on the story.
Go fuck yourself. Eat shit.
We're the father. We're the boss. We decide what's good for you. Eat your vegetables. Shut your mouth. Sit down. You can't read that.
Go fuck yourself. Eat shit.
We also created...
The government is helping get trusted content out there. The government, which has lied us into every war in my lifetime. The government is making sure you're getting the trusted information. Does that sound correct to anybody?
We just saw a sitting president deny the clear results of an election.
Go fuck yourself. Eat shit.
You mean the way you guys did when Trump beat Hillary Clinton? Because that's what you did for 4 years. So it's okay for Barack Obama to say Russia overthrew our government in 2016, but it's not okay for Trump to say that his election wasn't on the up and up. But it's okay. So it's just Trump's lie is bad. Keith Olbermann says time to ban this feral succubus Jimmy Dore from Twitter and other platforms.
And the military apparatus of this country is about to be handed over to scum who are beholden to scum, Russian scum.
Go fuck yourself. Eat shit.
So he threw in the lies, but he goes, they spread dirt. Like, what do you mean dirt? You mean like stuff from like a hard drive or stuff that was true? The dirt on you?
The dirt? You mean the WikiLeaks emails that you want to now kill Chelsea Manning and Julian Assange for? You mean like that kind of disinformation? Because that's what they're upset at. They're upset at Julian Assange's truth. They're not upset at the lies. They're upset at the truth. That's why they're trying to kill Julian Assange right now. Not because of his lies. So everything he's saying is bullshit.
You exposed war crimes, and we don't like the way that you did it. Not the war crimes. We're going to shoot the messenger and totally forget about the Arabs, the Afghanis, all the people that we've been killing and murdering all over the fucking world because their lives don't matter. They're sending a message. This is what will happen to you. You're going to go to jail for hundreds of years, and they're dragging him all the fucking way to the U.S. to put him in jail because he showed the U.S. for what it really is.
People are dying because of misinformation.
You mean like in the Iraq war, the Libya war, your drone program, the Afghanistan war, Syria, and now Ukraine? Or how about Venezuela? We could go on and on forever. Yemen, Somalia. You mean people are dying like that? How about your drone program that killed 90% innocent people? You mean people are dying like that? And the guy who revealed that drone program kills 90% of the people. Guess where he is? He's in prison. So it's not the lies that they're afraid of. It's the truth. Don't ever fucking forget that. This is about protecting kids, not about controlling the discourse around vaccines, big pharma, the wars, military-industrial complex, oil. No, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that.
And now these idiots are cheering on more censorship. You can't even post a link now? You have billionaires in Silicon Valley deciding what the truth is? And people are cheering this on. They're so fucking brainwashed and stupid.
And people love it because they see it as fighting Trump. But what you're really doing is giving the oligarchs and the corporations all the power to censor you. That's all that is. You're not fighting anything. You're fucking yourself.
Fascism. And we have to act brutally against Trump and his supporters in office and out. Round up Trump and the cult now. No restoration, just eternal damnation.
But the way liberals operate is they can't debate you or address your arguments ever. So they only smear you.
So Keith Olbermann's big idea is he doesn't want to be divisive. He just wants to round up half the country and put them somewhere. Can you build a prison big enough for half the country?
They have a certain narrative in mind. They have a certain thing that they want to smear you with, and they no matter what the facts are, they're going to continue that way. There's always insults. It's always personal attacks because that's all they have. That's the level that they stoop to. That's their level of intelligence.
Just note that they do that they highlight differences, that they amplify conflict. There is no force in the mix that's saying, hey, why don't we just try to move beyond that? Because it's not actually going to make that much difference. If we're all squabbling and quarreling among one another, then that list of issues is going to go unaddressed.
That's not even right wing. That's just fucking authoritarian. That's just nuts. All right, well, there you go. There's way to go, Twitter. Way to fuck up Twitter. They can't. You Google YouTube fucking up YouTube. It's just becomes one big corporate gangbang.
Yep. Thoughts on that, Misty? There's
yes to all of it. Dude, did you see today the speech that Jacinda what's her face came out? Jacinda Ardern talking about how free speech is a weapon of war.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Speech is now a weapon of war. Y'all, and it makes me mad, Reef, because God damn it, I've been screaming about this for years. And it's not just me. I'm not like big upping myself here, but it is frustrating as somebody who has been screaming about this for literally years and warning people that this is what's coming and that they want full control over the narrative. They want to manufacture your reality for you. They want to shut you up. They want to silence all dissent. They want to force feed you a narrative. And then that's it. You only get one source of information and you just have to accept it and shut the fuck up. And that's exactly where we're headed. And like, it's really frustrating. It's really fucking frustrating. And people still don't want to get angry about this. Still don't want to get in the streets about this. Still aren't, freaking the fuck out about it. Everybody's just like, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Whatever. Are you kidding me? This is fucking crazy. Yep. Speech is being called violence. And now it's being called a weapon of war. Are you joking me? I mean, if anybody's used speech as a weapon of war, it is the fucking United States government. Nobody lies more than the United States government, period. End of story, period. There is no greater purveyor of misinformation than the United States of America. End of story. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's ridiculous. Not even close. And yet here we are.
Well, Biden just did it last week.
He does it daily. They do it daily, Collin. Daily, they lie to you.
On the daily, but Biden was like, I'm willing to go to war with Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
He asked we're a dead person. Like,
yeah, he doesn't really know what's going on.
I mean, is that who he's been shaking the hands of? I don't get it.
I mean,
I don't get it.
Maybe.
I will say this because I've been interacting with a few of these type of people like this week. I don't know why. Some of it I think is kind of hilarious in a way, but it's like they want people like Jimmy Dore and others of that caliber to be censored, and they're willing to have him off Twitter, which look,
idiots.
Yeah, I mean, look, do we agree with everything that Jimmy Dore says? No. And you have that right to not agree with everything, but like when he says the truth, you gotta give him praise for that, especially given his position. Yeah. And I think people are just so willing to hate on the truth because of the person that says it, that they're willing to have him have it censored. But yet when they get censored, off of Twitter. They cry and bitch about it. It's like, oh, this isn't fair, whatever. Well, I'm like, well, you don't want.
What do you think is going to happen? What the fuck do you think is going to happen when you open that door? You think it's only going to come for people you don't like? Grow up. Of course, that's not how it works.
And they blame us for like shutting them down. And it's like, well, what's good for the goose is what's good for the gander. You want Jimmy to be censored for what you perceive as, not to say like everything, comes out of his mouth you can necessarily agree with, but I feel like 80% of it is.
Well, even if you don't agree with Jimmy Dore ever, even if you there's nothing that comes out of Jimmy Dore's mouth that you ever agree with, he still shouldn't be censored. Ever. Period. End of story. It doesn't matter. You don't get to decide what is truth. You don't get to decide what is valid information. You don't get to decide what I'm allowed to listen to or hear or agree with. You don't get to make that decision. And some Silicon Valley tech bro doesn't get to make that decision either. It's ridiculous that we've reached this point. And now it's so frustrating. And I realize I'm ranting. I'm sorry. But it's very frustrating because now the line between the imaginary line between big tech and the government that was supposed to be there before, right? Like they're not supposed to be involved in advocating for censorship or calling that's disappeared. Like they're very upfront about it now. Like they're hey, we're gonna ask Facebook to censor more people. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is like lecturing Mark Zuckerberg about how he's not censoring enough. Joe Biden, the Joe Biden administration is like doing press conferences where they're like, yeah, we asked them to censor more. Look at what's her face in New Zealand is like, it's a weapon. We need to censor more. Speech is a weapon of war. I mean, what the fuck?
Yet Eliza Blue has to beg and plead for child porn to be removed from Twitter. Like,
yeah, I love her.
That's what we.
That's where we're at.
Oh God!
We have to beg for child pornography to be taken down off of Twitter. But if you post about I don't want to say it because I don't want to get you taken down. But the thing. If you post about the thing or the boop boop or the horse stuff or whatever, you get taken off of Twitter. But child porn's okay. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Luckily, we're on Rumble and Rockfin as well, so.
I know, but I still want to get your YouTube channel taken down.
I feel you. I appreciate the sentiment.
I don't want to be that person.
You're used to this. I get it. Speaking of censorship, let's go for round 2 on these videos, shall we? This one's shorter.
He removed my video.
Keith Olbermann says time to ban this feral succubus Jimmy Dore from Twitter and other platforms.
I got banned from Twitch because I said that there were biolabs in Ukraine, which is now guaranteed. It's proven by our Undersecretary of...
It was admitted by the Undersecretary of State Newland. I just want to let you know a succubus is a demon assuming female form to have sexual intercourse with men in their sleep. These extremists on YouTube, they talk about things that aren't real, like runaway military budgets and shit like that.
People like myself, we haven't violated any rule, but we're being punished. Meanwhile, corporations, mainstream media, YouTube channels, they're violating it right in the open, and YouTube does nothing. But if you call it out like I did and like others have done, then you get punished. They removed my video.
The government's going to protect you from hate, everybody. Isn't that nice? The government's going to protect you from other people hating you. The government.
As they invade other countries.
Yes.
Like when you're having these conversations about censorship, like if you don't like stuff, just don't watch it. Don't watch it if it offends you. Watch something else.
The biggest purveyor of disinformation is the government. The second is the establishment media.
They removed my video.
You shouldn't be banned from one platform and not others for providing misinformation out there.
Nate's liver says, perfect. I like my propaganda full-blown pro-North Korea style.
Yep.
They removed my video.
Look at that. U.S. government account. Russia state-affiliated media. Do you notice the difference in language?
You idiots have to rely on the corporate media that is owned by 6 companies, thanks to Bill Clinton. 6 companies control every newspaper, every magazine, every TV show, every radio show, every cable show that you see is owned by 6 companies.
So they can try and discredit people who tell the truth and smear us and character assassinate us for telling the truth. It's nothing new. Just like they used to call Martin Luther King a communist and keep a file this size on him at the FBI, and the same thing for Malcolm X.
Here's what's not censored. They thought that the fake chemical attack in Syria, this is how CNN covered it.
And there's definitely something that stings. That's how the kids' minds. And there's definitely something that stings.
So if you thought there was deadly gas on a backpack, let me sniff it. Let me sniff it.
They removed my video.
These are the lies that will never be censored. CNN will never be censored for their lives pro-war, nor MSNBC or ABC or anybody, or the New York Times or the Washington Post, and they all print huge lies about every war.
They removed my video.
Sanjay Gupta tells Joe Rogan that CNN shouldn't have called ivermectin a horse dewormer. So, would that lie get censored? No, it wouldn't. You're still allowed to say that on Twitter, YouTube, and everywhere. You're still allowed to lie like that. By the way, here's what CNN did. When Joe Rogan got coronavirus, that's his real picture. They colored it to make him look sicker. That would never get censored either. So again, the biggest liars are corporate media that's funded by Big Pharma, the military industrial complex, fossil fuel companies, and Wall Street. Those are the liars. Well, it's not fucking this guy, but they did this and they never had to pay a price for it. Go ahead, Kurt.
PolitiFact recently debunked my eyes.
Yes.
So that's why I know.
That's right. So PolitiFact said that this didn't happen. They said that this was not colored.
There's no evidence.
They removed my video.
What do you want to happen now? What do I want to happen? I want it to be a revolution in this country. I say fuck the media, fuck the mainstream. You don't deserve to be there.
They are encouraging and enabling and advocating for censorship and the smearing of journalists who are doing their fucking jobs, attacking us from the right. Fuck them. I don't owe these people respect. I don't owe them shit. And if you can't see that, these people are crypto neoliberals and they are advocating on behalf of the surveillance state, then you need to take your head out of your ass because you're next.
They removed my video.
Always attack the messenger, never the message. That's how it goes. They want to smear you and chastise you.
People are beginning to recognize the oligarchical inequality. People are beginning to recognize that the media, state, and big business are operating a triumvirate of dominance to prevent conversation taking place. Therefore, in Canada and elsewhere in the world, you have to introduce censorship legislation. Otherwise, the power of the internet, the power that the internet always promised, could be realized. People all over the world could start communicating and saying, hang on a minute, could we organize society differently? What ideas have you got? How could we do things? Wait, cryptocurrencies, could that work? Solar energy. What about if we trade differently? Could we opt out of this? What if people stop paying tax? What if debt's cancelled at a personal level? All these ideas start to ferment and bubble up. And what happens? Who's challenged ultimately by that?
You need to take your head out of your ass because you're next.
Dude, Richie's been on fire in these videos. So
Richie's always on fire.
Oh,
he's a good ranter too. I would like to rant with him one day. He's a good ranter.
Yeah, he did a great video on the Iranian protest too. The people should seriously go watch. Like it's 30
he just
minutes.
Interviewed Stella too.
Yeah, like if you're wondering what's actually happening there, but anyway, yeah, I mean, censorship sucks. Especially when we constantly see misinformation sent out by the State Department and nothing is done.
Yeah, mainstream media lies every. How many times, you guys? How many times have they been caught straight up lying to you? And there's never any. When does Rachel Maddow ever lose her platform? Did she lose her platform for like 5 years of screeching about Russiagate? No, of course not. Did any of them for screeching about Russiagate? No, not one time will there ever be any accountability for the lies that they tell you. But, I'll lose my platform. You'll lose your platform. Richie will lose his platform. Russell Brand will get his videos taken down. But there will never be any accountability for mainstream media. They will never have any punishment or anything. Nothing will ever happen to them for lying to you, ever.
Yeah, I mean, we got a community strike on a video about, I won't say it, but it was based on truth. Yeah, we still got a community strike for it.
Doesn't
calling
matter.
Particular blue and yellow armies what they actually are.
Yeah. Truth doesn't matter. We live in a post-truth world.
Do you remember when we whispered of a dream and someone would yell about like the what is it? The New York Times had posted the weapons of mass destruction tubes, right? Like on the front page. Do you remember that famous rant by Cenk that like him blowing up about it? It's still happening. Like, how do you not? I don't even want to get into that, but like, it's been happening.
Yeah.
So, like, it's craziness.